This is a short addendum to today's lecture. We're going to cover the key components of the support system that you have working with Maud and working with Lena from the Sun X group that will help you to better build a local climate-friendly travel community. We're going to cover the registry, the climate-friendly travel services activity, the climate-friendly travel club, and the climate-friendly travel facility. And you'll hear from each of the people who are running these activities within the SunX group in such a way that hopefully, as you work to develop your chapters, you'll be able to use this information or have a point of contact within the SunX group through your chapter leaders, through Maud, to get more information and more support for the activities that you're doing locally. So first, we're going to hear from Hans Friedrich, the registrar. Then we're going to listen to Ollie Wheatcroft and Maya Newell, who are running the services activity. Then we're going to hear from Jed Brown, who is running our climate-friendly travel club. And finally from Helly, who is looking after our climate-friendly travel facility.
Hello and good afternoon. I'm Hans Friedrich and I'm the registrar of the climate-friendly travel community. I'm not a tourism expert. In fact, my career has been in natural resources management and international development. I've lived about 12 years in Africa and 10 years in Asia, working mainly for the International Union for Conservation of Nature, working with what we now call nature-based solutions. You know, how can you work with nature for sustainable development? I started in Africa and I worked in countries where tourism is really important, Botswana and Kenya. I then moved to Vietnam, and in fact, if I remember well, in Vietnam I was in charge of the development of the first sustainable tourism strategy. And then moved to Bangkok, where I worked on issues on the Mekong River. I spent about 10 years at headquarters of IUCN, partially as the director for Europe. And I then moved to Beijing in China, where I worked as the CEO of an international organization that promotes bamboo for sustainable development. So sustainable development has always been part of my work. Tourism, not so much. So you might argue, well, why am I then part of SunX Malta? Why am I promoting climate-friendly travel? And I think the issue is that nature, natural resources, and climate change are so intricately linked. You know, Sustainable Development Goal 13, climate change, 14, life underwater, 15, life on land. They are all linked. Because healthy nature can help you to mitigate the effects of climate change. But on the other hand, climate change can really accelerate the degradation of natural resources. So there is that real connection, in a way, between climate change and nature. Tourism, of course, also has so much to do with nature, with environment, with landscape. So to work on a program that looks at the interaction really between tourism and climate change, and tourism and sustainability, is something that made a lot of sense to me. So when Jeffrey asked me to join this program, Climate Friendly Travel, I was very interested. In addition, as I said earlier, I live in Malta. I actually live on the island of Gozo, which is part of Malta. And our program is supported by the Malta Tourism Authority. So that's another reason why it made so much sense to become part of this. Now, my role is the registrar. And that means that I'm basically in charge of the registry, which is really the entry point into climate-friendly travel. If you want to join our community, you list your company on the climate-friendly travel registry. It's a website. You basically go on the website and you list your property, you fill in a few forms and a few windows, and you submit that to me, and you are then part of our community. We will then help you. On the one hand, we can help you to get the message out. And to be frank, there are many smaller tourism entities, and larger as well, but we mainly work with the smaller ones, that have some fantastic work in sustainability and sometimes in climate change. So we can help you to get that message out. We have, social media channels, we have podcasts, we have a magazine. But we can also help you with your sustainability planning, because we have partners with companies that can help. We have a lot of information on the website, and we can always talk to each other. And I think that's the other thing. I'm hoping that the community will grow and that it will become a community of companies that can also talk to each other, so that what a hotel in Africa is doing may be interesting for a lodge in South America. What a travel agency in the USA does may be relevant for a similar organization in India. So it really is building a community, helping. And the other thing which we're doing is training young people, and SAIS in a way is part of that. So for me, it's really exciting to be part of a program that has its feet on the ground. We're not just talking about declarations and theory. We're actually working with companies to see what they can do and how we can help them, and to look at how the next generation, how young people can actually, how we can help young people to understand these rather complex interactions, and basically work with them. So altogether, a very exciting program. Very happy to be part of it. Thank you very much.
Hi, my name's Ollie Wheatcroft. We created Climate Friendly Travel Services when we realised what an amazing collection of sustainability tools and services that we built up through partnerships made by SunX Malta. It's a diverse collection of services and products which help companies and destinations transition to a 1.5 degree future. They range from climate resilience analysis, emissions measurement and management, to climate-friendly travel apps to better promote climate action being taken by tourism destinations and companies. We work with cities, national tourism boards and travel companies to identify the right opportunities to support their climate and sustainability strategy, identify suitable solutions and support them on a pathway to a zero emissions future. And in doing so, we're building our climate-friendly travel community and strengthening our links with consumers who are a crucial part of the ecosystem. So why is this important? Well, every country has its responsibility under the Paris Agreement and their nationally determined contributions, or NDCs, to reduce emissions. The travel and tourism sector is a key part of this process, and like other sectors, it's currently not acting quickly enough. The services that we offer range from sustainability and climate planning support, energy and waste efficiency, to promoting off-season travel. They've all been selected because of the fact that they are leaders in their field, delivering innovative tools and services. This slide shows a selection of some of those tools and products and services. They range from things like hotel auditing for crisis and climate resilience, working with accommodation providers to identify the areas which need to be addressed most quickly, and then helping to lead those service providers or accommodation providers to identify the best solutions. It also includes apps, and there's two here. The one in the bottom left is all about how to promote and effectively enhance the destination visitor experience and link through to product which is showing a commitment to climate-friendly travel. And we have an amazing partner in the US who is delivering these maps, which are ideally suited to adventure tourism locations. They provide a seamless visitor experience, which very much is about enhancing the things which the destination offers, but then also linking into the product in terms of the accommodation, the tours, the visitor attractions, again, which are all registered their commitment to the principles of climate-friendly travel on the climate-friendly travel registry. The one on the right is about augmented visitor reality experiences, and it uses technology on your smartphone in an easy-to-use app to enhance and to recreate the cultural attractions of that destination as if they were in their prime. It allows you to use your smartphone to walk through any particular cultural attraction and to see that particular building or site as if it had just been created. They are amazing, and they're very much linked into the whole climate-friendly travel destination visitor experience in terms of helping visitors to get the most out of their stay, but to do it in a way which links directly to a destination climate-friendly travel strategy.
Hello everybody, my name is Maya, and I'm going to be talking about the processes that go into implementation for a destination. There are three main sections in the Plan B framework. The first is Paris 1.5, the second is SDG linked, and the third is nature positive. Within Paris 1.5, there's climate risk, climate resilience, and GHG reduction. So what are the key climate risks within a destination, and how do they correlate with key tourism hotspots in order to become climate resilient? That means identifying these climate risks and applying adaptation strategies to ensure that they're ready for upcoming climate change. Another thing is emissions. According to the TPCC, 8 to 10% of global GHG emissions come from tourism. Every destination needs to ensure that they're looking at their emissions and putting in essential strategies in play to reduce them. The second section is SDG linked. Every tourism destination has key issues. Now, how do we link those key issues with SDG goals so we can ensure that perhaps when we're dealing with this key issue, we're also helping go towards a certain SDG goal? Perhaps it might be, let's say, clean water and sanitation, which is SDG goal 6. When dealing with your water scarcity issue, you're actually aiming towards that SDG goal 6. Finally, there is the nature positive section. This addresses key areas such as wildlife, forests, coastal zone management. It's the ecotourism stuff. And as you know, tourism has major interactions and can play a major part in preserving these ecosystems. And I'll conclude with a brief word on how we use AI tools to strengthen our research. We have key resources such as the TPCC, UNWTO documents, and so forth. Many of these are in our research platform, and we interrogate them as a starting point. We also integrate real-world issues that are on the top of your agenda. All of this is then reviewed by our Sonics group, partners, and chapter leaders before presented for consideration and potential implementation. So,
for the Climate Friendly Travel Club, a social enterprise that's going to make travel better, fairer, and more resilient for everybody. It's a loyalty club, effectively, for climate-conscious travelers. So if people who are really considerate about the environment, they want to travel in a sustainable and climate-friendly way, we wanted to have a place where they can find a whole raft of properties all over the world that are really making concerted efforts to be more sustainable and have, climate-friendly initiatives at their core. We focus on destinations that actually need tourism. And here you can see how it's presented on the website. So, when you scroll down, you'll see there Nepal is one of the LDCs, again, so people know that it's one of the countries that will really benefit from their tourism. Some of them have parts of both organizations. They're LDCs and they're small island developing states, the likes of Samoa and the Solomon Islands. Sao Tome and Principe is also in there. And they're also the most vulnerable to climate change. And that's why they need our support as travelers, as well as the travel industry. We support climate conscious partners. Our properties are all part of the Climate Friendly Travel Registry. And each one of them provides exclusive discounts and offers for members that are seeking, they're providing offers for our members who are, of course, seeking sustainable options when they travel. And another key thing to point out here is that when the clients are making bookings, the members are making bookings, they go directly through to the accommodation provider. And our members, our members that join are people who are climate conscious. They tend to be more the youthful market, the next generation, and they are incredibly conscious about the environment. They care deeply about the impact that they can make on the planet around them, so that there isn't the economic leakage, which I mentioned before. And our partners are world class.
Our goal is to help everyone in the club feel and act like a local wherever they go.
Another one of
Namaste.
our partners here.
I'm Prerna, the founder of EcoPlore. I'm glad to be an early participator of Climate Friendly Club, and I'm happy to be a part of Climate Friendly Travel Club. And all the best to Jeffrey, Jed, and Hans for this lovely venture.
And one more partner.
Hello, I'm Tarek, the co-founder and CEO of Tokyo.com, where we are using satellite data to quantify the tourism impact on the environment. We are very happy to support the Climate Friendly Travel Club, a club of like-minded people who fully understood the climate urgency and who are looking to take action.
Because it's the right thing. We believe that travelers should be informed and they should understand what the environmental impacts are in the destination that they're visiting. Here's an example of it for Sri Lanka. And our key message, and this is the one that we really want you to really get to highlight, is that our travelers compensate rather than offset. And this particular calculator was telling me that that's 6,954 kilograms of CO2. And, I can offset it for 161 euros. So I can just add that and just pay it. And then, hey, I get to feel good. There's been no meaningful change. That's absolutely true. There has been no meaningful change at all. Maybe some trees were planted somewhere, but again, who knows where? And who knows if they're double counted or triple counted? We don't know. And crucially, your money is gone. When you've paid that money, you never see it ever again. What we're saying is, instead of doing that, join the Climate Friendly Travel Club for 20 euros if you're a youth member, and that money is used for good causes. And you get your money back in climate friendly travel points. So if you buy a membership, if you subscribe for 20 euros for the year, by the way, then you get £20 worth of points accredited onto your wallet, which you can then spend with the climate friendly travel partners who I mentioned just before. So it's a great way. It's like a circular economy, really. You don't lose your money. You get to spend it on more travel, and more travel to destinations that really benefit from the impact of tourism. And each member will get the following: exclusive discounts from climate-friendly travel partners, complimentary subscription to the Low Season Traveler magazine, which is a beautiful magazine encouraging people to travel during the low season periods, which is, again, the right thing to do, so we're not contributing to over-tourism. Exclusive access to worldwide travel guides. They're going to be part of the global climate-friendly travel community. They're going to have access to the Climate Friendly Travel podcast, which is our own podcast where we speak to different people in different locations around the world about the efforts they're making to be more climate friendly in their accommodation and in their areas. You get access to Ask Dodo, who is our wonderful little AI-powered helper who helps our travelers and members to learn more about eco-friendly properties and destinations, and anything they want to know about climate-friendly initiatives, they can ask Dodo and he is there to help. And he's super cool and it's very cutting edge, I can tell you. You get to earn points for complimentary stays at our partner properties. And you get exclusive access to our carbon compensator tool. So in summary, we actively support climate conscious properties. We actively support the least developed countries and the small island developing states. We're all about climate justice. We're all about sustainable aviation fuel justice. And we are absolutely the right place for climate conscious travelers because we believe in creating a better future for travel. And remember, we are a social enterprise, and that means that 25% of all of our profits go directly towards supporting climate justice.
Good evening from Australia. Welcome and thank you for joining me today. My name is Li He, and please feel free to call me Haley. I will share with you something very close to my heart, the climate-friendly travel facility. We will explore what it is, how it works, and understand how it is relevant to you. For our SunX to help tourism become climate-friendly, we need essential resources, expertise, and knowledge. To this end, we've established the climate-friendly travel facility, which is designed to harness and channel the necessary support into the climate-friendly travel ecosystem. Now I'm going to share the screen. Okay, imagine the facility as a vibrant solar battery. However, it isn't filled with electricity. Instead, it's a blend of cash funds and in-kind contribution. When we said in-kind, we are talking about non-monetary yet invaluable assets. It can be your time, expertise, a venue, or a local insights important for change to happen. So how do we energize our solar battery? There are three main sources. Our very own climate-friendly travel social enterprises, external funders, and the general public and communities. Once charged, this battery will empower us to fuel transformative education to action initiatives under the SunX group. Now, let's delve a bit deeper. In your previous lectures, you have already learned about climate-friendly travel services and climate-friendly travel club. Both the services and the club are structured to provide 25% of their net profits to the facility. This will lay down the robust ongoing financial foundation for the facility. Our horizon expands as we reach out for external funding from governmental bodies, NGOs, industry stakeholders, academia to philanthropic entities. Our focus will be climate action, capacity building, and green impact funds, not forgetting the potential impact investing with a vision aligned with us. On top of this, we also take donations and explore crowdfunding to support our local events. Then the facility will strategically allocate our resources to nurture the SunX Group's initiatives, such as scholarships for the Sun Climate, the Strong Climate Champions, support for our chapter operations, and other projects. For instance, we are currently working on proposals for funding from Hainan Island in China and a logistic grant sponsored by the Flemish government. The last area the facility will support is the pivotal work of the Tourism Panel on Climate Change, the TPCC. It is an independent, science-based international collaboration that brings together leaders worldwide to inform a rapidly advance climate action across the global tourism system. So the TPCC research is important in informing our direction as an X. This is a brief outline of what the facility does. In essence, the facility will seek to allocate funding from our climate-friendly travel social enterprises and other resources to support some initiatives.